Anyway, this is an opportunity to speak to you guys and talk about a few things. So it's time for Let's Talk. Now you've got to be kidding me.
He needs some milk.
And cookies. Today's Let's Talk segment is a little meaty one. We got part 1 and part 2. All right, so part 1 for today, we are talking about, well, some stuff that's been going on with Gayle King. All right, Gayle King was sitting down with Lisa Leslie, WNBA star Lisa Leslie, and she talked about everything in regards to Kobe Bryant's legacy. All right. She talked about everything about Kobe Bryant and his legacy. Let me just say that and correct myself real quick. And so, in the middle of the interview, she said something like this.
It's been said that his legacy is complicated because of a sexual assault charge, which was dismissed in 2003, 2004. Is it complicated for you as a woman, as a WNBA player?
It's not complicated for me at all. Even if there's a few times that we've been at a club at the same time, Kobe's not the kind of guy, never been like, you know, Lisa, go get that girl or tell her or send her this. I have other NBA friends that are like that. Kobe's, he was never like that. I just never have ever seen him being the kind of person that would do something to violate a woman or be aggressive in that way. That's just not the person that I know.
But Lisa, you wouldn't see it though. As his friend, you wouldn't see it.
And that's possible. I just don't believe that. And I'm not saying things didn't happen. I just don't believe that things didn't happen with force.
Is it even a fair question to talk about it, considering he's no longer with us and that it was resolved? Or is it really part of his history?
I think that the media should be more respectful. At this time, it's like if you had questions about it, you've had many years to ask him that. I don't think it's something that we should keep hanging over his legacy. I mean, it went to trial.
Yeah, it was dismissed because the victim in the case refused to testify, so it was dismissed.
And I think that's how we should leave it.
Obviously, as you can tell, she's asking some questions in regards to his sexual allegations that were happening back in the day. Now, of course, my question to you for our Let's Talk segment, brought to you by Old Vienna, don't be a drag, get you a bag of that fiery, amazingly delicious, red hot riblets. My question to you is this. Should have Gayle asked those kind of questions? Shouldn't we be letting someone who is so legendary or shouldn't we honor the person for all the good things they've done? Or should we bring up everything, warts and all? All right? So I'm going to throw that around the room to see what you guys all think. And of course, you know, Lucas in the booth is a big-time sports fan, so I'm going to throw it to him first. Lucas in the booth, what's your take, man?
It's tough because, I mean, it really is a part of his life, and really, when people pass, you really reflect on their whole life. Like, goods, bads, it's kind of like just story of the life, basically.
Right.
At the same time, like they mentioned, Kobe went to trial and it was all dismissed because the person wouldn't testify. So that kind of tells you everything you need to know about that situation. It probably did or didn't happen. Take it what you want. I really do think you should really reflect on all the good stuff, though. I mean, considering how tragic and how sudden and everything went, it seems really wrong to bring up all the negatives right now.
Okay.
It seems just too soon.
Okay.
And even before, no one was really talking about it as much, even before he passed. That wasn't really a topic. Everyone was talking about Kobe's legacy. I mean, the night before he passed, it was about LeBron James passing Kobe's records for the Lakers. No one was bringing up his rape allegations in, like, oh, he just passed this person, that's just this monster. Oh, yeah, I didn't hear anything about that. To answer the question, no. Sorry for getting a little off topic, but I'm trying to find something to justify that.
No. I totally agree, and I totally understand what you're saying for sure. What do you think, Lydia? What do you think?
So I did a lot of research on this, and I honestly think that the people who, when Kobe first passed that day, there were some reporters who brought up this issue, and I think they were completely out of line and out of pocket. to bring that up alone on the day that he died. Now, what Gayle King did was a long, wide-ranging interview with somebody who knew Kobe Bryant.
Right.
And she is a journalist, a reporter.
Yeah.
You are going to have to bring up the difficult conversations. It's what makes good reporting. You cannot talk about somebody's legacy and leave out the bad. You just can't.
Yeah.
It would be lopsided. And that interview was long. That part was so short. It wasn't like a whole interview bashing Kobe Bryant, which I would totally disagree with.
Yeah.
But to ask somebody who knows him personally about something that she may know personal stuff about, I think is totally fair game in the scope of a wide-ranging interview where you discuss his legacy, you discuss his playing, you discuss his family, you discuss all the great things about him. I don't think that she's wrong for bringing this up. Honestly, anybody who is a reporter would probably bring it up. It's like asking the tough questions. You know it's going to get the people talking. And also, I heard Gayle King, she made a statement saying that, she put out a statement after all the kickback saying how she purposely left in something specific that Lisa said.
Oh, okay.
That she said, leave it alone.
Right.
And she wanted that to stand.
Right. And then we do have the piece, but we're not going to play that yet right now. But what I think, everything's falling apart. What I think about the situation is this, all right? And you basically took like 99% of what I was going to say right out my mouth. But yes, she's a journalist. This is what she does for a living. She is there to get the story and get certain people's opinions. In the thing that we are going to play in a little bit, she does say, there was a wide range of questions that we had. We sat down and we had a very thorough conversation. What's really upsetting is that CBS took out that piece and put that out by itself, unbeknownst to her. They didn't put that in the interview at all. The original first cut, the final cut of the interview that was aired and broadcasted, you didn't see those questions. But at the same time, I know that Gayle's trying to get her Oprah on. Of course she's going to go and ask her some serious questions. Of course she's going to ask her those kind of questions. You see what I'm saying? I don't think that it's not okay to ask those questions if it's done in a diplomatic fashion, if it's done with respect. Now, there's other people that are out there that are just saying, like, why are we, they're sending out tweets and memes and all this stuff, and they're putting their statuses on social media saying, why are we honoring a man who raped this woman and, you know what I mean, allegedly raped this woman type of thing. And it's kind of like, well, there's a way to approach a situation with honor. There's a way to approach a conversation that those two women, grown adults, were having with respect and honor. That's what I personally think on that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think it was really cool for CBS to take the footage and leak that footage out of context. Now, if they had put out the whole video by itself, this would have been a completely different conversation.
Yeah.
But right now, it's just sitting there all by itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, of course, she's going to get backlash because everyone's sitting there going, well, dang, man, like, shouldn't we be honoring the legacy he left behind rather than the allegations that were it didn't go through. They didn't do anything in court because the woman who accused him of all those things was schizophrenic, was on pills, was all kinds of stuff. She didn't take the stand for various reasons. You know what I'm saying? So there's just a lot of things like, yes, everyone can think whatever they want to think. You guys are obviously completely in the right to think whatever you want. Your opinion is your opinion. But in mine, it's kind of like, hey, if she asked the question, I don't think there's anything wrong with her asking the question, especially how she brought it up. She didn't bring it up in any type of bad way. Now, we do have the video, a soundbite of her responding to the backlash and, of course, talking about her being surprised about CBS leaking this particular part of the interview. Take a listen.
I've been up reading the comments about the interview I did with Lisa Leslie about Kobe Bryant. And I know that if I had only seen the clip that you saw, I'd be extremely angry with me too.
Word.
I am mortified, I'm embarrassed, and I am very angry. Unbeknownst to me, my network put up a clip from a very wide-ranging interview, totally taken out of context, and when you see it that way, it's very jarring. It's jarring to me. I didn't even know anything about it. I started getting calls. What the hell are you doing? Why did you say this? What is happening? I did not know what people are talking about. So I've been told, or I've been advised, to say nothing. Just let it go. People will drag you. People will troll you. It'll be over in a couple of days. But that's not good enough for me, because I really want people to understand what happened here and how I'm feeling about it. I reached out to Lisa because I know that she's a longtime friend of Kobe's, to talk about his legacy and their friendship. We had a really wide-ranging interview, talked about many things: his career, his passion, his sense of humor, the way he was mentoring other people, how he was starting his next chapter. It was wide-ranging. And yes, we talked about that court case, because that court case has also come up. And I wanted to get Lisa's take on it as a friend who knew him well, what she thought, where that should stand.
Yeah, you can stop it right there.
And
So obviously, she says, unbeknownst to her, she didn't know any of this stuff was going to go down. She's super surprised that all that stuff came out like that. You know what I mean? And I honestly think this. It's just like, even when it was taken out of context, out of context, it looks not so great. I'll be real. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, the questions that she asked, like if you listen to the actual questions and how Leslie actually responds to it, mm-hmm. it's done in a very, very, very honorable way. It's not like anybody was sitting there trying to drag Kobe Bryant in the middle of this whole situation. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
It was tasteful.
But it was tasteful. Thank you. The perfect example, perfect word. It was done tastefully. So you got to show a little bit of respect towards Gayle for being tasteful about the conversation. Now, if Lisa Leslie had another response, mm-hmm. this would be a different conversation. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? But the fact that she said, I'm just surprised and all that stuff, but obviously she even said, my people are telling me to stay quiet and not say anything because I'm just going to get trolled and dragged through the dirt and all that stuff. But look at what she still did. She still grabbed her phone. She still made a statement because she knows for a fact that silence sometimes kills you. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But anyway, definitely comment down below. Let us know what you think on the situation on our Facebook feed or our YouTube feed.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.